Hey guys, SuperHorrorBro Mike here, and in today's Bendy and the Ink Machine video, we take a look at the mysterious Projectionist and explore his history and my personal theories behind his character. Think of this video as in everything you need to know about this strange creation. Let us begin by taking a look at the obvious. The Projectionist is a hostile enemy character who will attack on sight. His body is covered in thick ink, much like we saw with Sammy Lawrence. The Projectionist's head is a literal film projector. We have seen these projectors all around Joey Drew's studios, and know the character associated with them was the Projectionist Norman Polk. More on this later. It seems the Projectionist uses the light from his head to blind his prey so he can charge them and attack. He attacks with long humanoid arms. Other points of interest are the speaker welded to his chest, a reel of film protruding from his shoulder, and a series of cables that run from his head down to his lower back. It is possible to kill the Projectionist fairly easily by unlocking the Tommy gun. However, it is also possible to take this ferocious enemy down with melee weapons too, although it takes a very long time and is not advisable. The Projectionist inhabits the flooded lower floor of the studio, level 14. This area is dark and covered in ink, with lots of narrow corridors filled with projectors playing clips from the Bendy episode Tombstone Picnic. We do, however, catch a glimpse of a Projectionist through the window of a room on level 11, so he wasn't always confined to the lower levels of the studio, although it does appear this is where he is happiest. So with all the basic information about this character out the way, let's move on to analysing why the Projectionist is most likely the reanimated version of studio worker Norman Polk. It is almost undeniable that the Projectionist is in fact the inky remnants of old studio worker and former Projectionist Norman Polk. There is even an achievement called Norman's Fate unlocked for taking down the Projectionist. But the point of this theory is not to explore if Norman is the Projectionist encountered by Henry in Bendy Chapter 3, rather we shall explore the idea of why. To lay the foundation for this theory, I would ask you to check out my theories centered around the concept of the ink machine working as a way to reanimate the dead. To sum this up briefly right now, my theory is that the bodies of the dead are used in conjunction with the ink pumped into the ink machine, and through the magic of science and with the aid of Joey's mysterious ritual, the ink machine acts as a giant projector, which quite literally reanimates the dead and has the power to bring animations to life, using former employees as conduits. So this would mean that Norman Polk has been killed and reanimated via this process, in doing so becoming a character resembling the traits he held most dear when living as a regular human. This is why he has a projector for a head. It is also stated in his recordings that he liked to seek out the dark places.
No, I'm not looking for trouble. It's just the nature of us Projectionists to seek out the dark places.
So this may mean that Norman was reborn as the Projectionist upon Henry activating the ink machine, and is then seen here in Chapter 3 on his way down to level 14, as he is seeking out the darkest, inkiest place in the studio. But how did Norman end up dead and reanimated? Well, if we refer to this audio log from Chapter 2, we hear that Norman has been spying on Sammy Lawrence.
Every day the same strange thing happens. I'll be up here in my booth, the band will be swinging, and suddenly Sammy Lawrence just comes marching in and shuts the whole thing down. This man is weird. Crazy weird.
We also get the sense from Norman's audio recording in Chapter 3 that he used to sneak around and eavesdrop, something he says the other workers disliked.
That Projectionist, they always say, creeping around. He's just looking for trouble. Well, trouble or not, I sees everything. They don't even know when I'm watching.
So then, it is likely that Norman overheard something he shouldn't have, perhaps something to do with the mysterious ritual, or Joey's plans for the other workers, or maybe even something to do with the ink machine itself. Either way, it is likely that the information he acquired is what led to his demise, and eventual reanimation as the creepy Projectionist. One final thought about this character. Because we have the option to take him down in chapter 3, and because we have all this information about Norman via his audio logs, it is then logical to conclude he is no longer important to the overall story of Bendy and the Ink Machine, and will likely not feature in future chapters of the game. No, the story of Norman and the Projectionist has almost certainly come to a close with chapter 3. And that's it for today's video, guys. I hope you did enjoy it, and if you did, remember to give this video a like, leave me a comment down below, and of course subscribe for more horror videos just like this one, and I will see you guys on the next one.